11 of you. There's only one.
I think he's going to try to get up in my business as much as possible.
I meant to Captain Gresham.
Yeah. Here, let me just.
Action! Oh. Action!
Made no noise at all.
Yeah, they did not. They did not make any noise.
Nobody got hurt. Is all I care about at this point.
I was just talking with Claire the other day about how this is a key feature on mugs, and I was noticing that you don't have it. So this feature means that when you put your hand, when you like hold it, you're not, and you have really hot liquid in here.
Yes.
You're not burning your like top finger.
This little handle nub that keeps your finger away from the content.
Exactly. No, having your top finger be able to fit like snugly here.
Yeah.
Without being burned by the hotness of the sides is key.
That makes a lot of sense. I thought you were talking about like the dimension of the handle so that your finger would like nest tightly into it. I have to hold on to this. That one feels like you can hang it on your finger.
For sure. And
this one here you have to hold on to.
Of course it's going to be different for each person. You have more sausagey fingers than I have. So like
I suppose you're right.
I'm not finger shaming you right now, by the way.
I wasn't taking it that way, but you're right. There's a meteor. You know, this is definitely something that you would have never said that if I were 18. I had really long, bony, gnarly fingers, which seem to have like even out more as I've gotten. Like my fingers look.
You had Gresham fingers.
Totally right, and this is more like a poorly drawn ellipse.
I see it. I see it. And this one's kind of got like a little bit of a bend to it. How'd that happen?
I'm double jointed. My fingers are all double jointed. They do really weird things, and like my sons are too. But yeah, there was like a distinct like it was like that, and now it's like this. Like this one was way thinner. And
see, because my older brother broke his middle finger, and it was like this for. Oh yeah, it's just broken like that. Yeah, but he couldn't undo it when it was like that.
Right. Did you see? Do you know who Russell Wilson is?
I'm the football player.
Yeah, he's
the
quarterback.
Yeah.
Last year he broke his finger on a helmet and he threw it. And after he broke it, he was like looking at it going on, and it was like bent like this. He couldn't unbend it.
Yeah, no. So they had it's called a saddle slip, a saddle break, something like that.
Sure.
And there's like this special brace that was on the end of his finger,
to straighten
just here. Yeah. Just to keep it straight for the rest of the bit. But apparently sometimes you have to get surgery for that.
Well, I think he did, because it was like it was bent and he couldn't recoil it. Like he couldn't straighten it.
So apparently what holds it taut is there's like an antagonist, I think that's the word, an antagonist tendon that like holds it taut. Sort of like how butterfly wings are like, they have that tendon that they have to push their wings out, and then they automatically flap in. It's kind of like that, where you have this like major joint here, and then like a muscle that's pulling the finger down, and then a tendon on the back that like holds it in tension. So that slips, and then the muscle just...
Yeah, so it's just pulling in one direction.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, like when you're a kid, or when I was a kid, and you'd be playing in the yard with your cousin or whatever, and you're playing Army or whatever it is you're playing, and like one of you gets killed, so you lay on the ground.
Yep.
And you're like, well, I'm supposed to be dead, so I have to like spread out all my fingers and stuff. You're like, wait, when you're dead, you're dead. Like, don't do that.
There's this movie, Sergeant York, that is a family favorite of my family, because who else's family? It's a family favorite of my family.
And other families.
And other families, maybe. Every person that dies in this movie, like, I kid you not, it's supposed to be like a World War II battlefield.
Yeah.
Every person that dies is like on the ground, and then they get up, and then they do a spin, and then they fall over.
Yeah.
Which, hey, there's no doubt that person died. They spun.
Yeah. They were shot and then whipped around cinematically.
Dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I ever die, you know how I'm going out.
You're gonna do that.
I'm doing a flip.
You're gonna do a flip. I remember watching like, who directed Saving Private Ryan?
That was Spielberg? Yeah, it was Spielberg.
There was a documentary about him and some of his earliest movies that he made, and like why this movie was one he was going to make all the time.
Sure.
And he was like setting up some of his special effects from when he was a kid, teenager. I don't know how old he was. and like it showed highlights of the videos he shot, this movie he had shot, and he was like showing how he was having bullets hitting the sand by having like boards under the sand so that you could step on a board and it would pop the sand up to make it look like it was kicking a bullet. And then he was showing like all of his friends or his classmates or his whoever it was and how they were all getting shot, and they were all all along this ridge, and then when they got shot, they all very dramatically rolled over and were very dead on their backs.
Just the contrast there of like, we had these amazing practical effects. This was how our actors decided to show death.
Yeah, instead of just slumping over their gun, which was a stick or something, they like rolled over and were like, ah. Like, that's the hard part. Actors have to be the hard part, right? It's like the technical special effects is like, is it believable or isn't it? But the actors have to be like, should I find another actor?
But like, I mean, honestly though, think about how normally most people go out, dying for most people, probably not that dramatic, right? So if you watched people in a movie die, and it wasn't, realistically, we probably wouldn't believe it. Like as an audience, we probably would be like, well, that person wasn't trying very hard.
He's already dead,
Right.
Yeah, he just tripped and fell.
Yeah.
He didn't just disintegrate.
Where are the final last words?
Yeah, that guy just fell down. He like tripped over his own legs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Your Steven Spielberg comment reminded me, I'm convinced, alternate universe Gresham would be a Foley artist. Like a sound artist for movies. In post-production, the guys that do all the Foley work, that would be sick. That would be so cool.
What about this universe Gresham? He's not going to do any of that?
Well, I mean, it's just like, how do you get into that?
I think you have to get involved with like a student-run like video pro for YouTube channel. Yeah,
maybe. Except I feel like if you're a YouTube channel, you're pulling from like stock. You're pulling from like there are, databases out there that have a million Foley sounds that if you're a YouTube channel, you're not hiring a Foley artist to do. You're doing, you're just pulling from a MP3
Instead
library.
Of making unique background sounds that can be applied
to exactly.
actions and responses.
Exactly. Maybe I'm missing something, but it seems like if you're trying to be cost effective, you can get great sounds.
You're right. So
from a library.
Executive producer Clara Visser, do we need Foley sounds from this kid?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like zings and zangs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking live, right here.
Well, the other ones haven't been published yet. We can go back.
That's very true.
Nothing's public yet. This is all in the can.
This is very true.
You're number 11. No, 10. You're number 10 in the can. This is a decade in. We're 10 in. Whew.
Well,
I feel like we've done 10.
Not quite, no.
No.
Doesn't feel like it to me because I've only seen the one, but
yeah. Well, right. That was the flagship. I'm wondering if that's going to be like the high water mark, or if that's going to be like we didn't know what we were doing. I can't tell if it's. You never really know, do you? Like this is the good one or the bad one.
Yeah.
Do you think you can own a mountain?
I think that someone owns a volcano. I mean, I know that James Turrell owns a volcano.
Okay.
He's, James Turrell at all?
Keep talking and I might come along.
Yeah. So he is the American artist in maybe like late 70s, 80s, 90s who did he'll do huge spaces that have really controlled lighting. Like a lot of his spaces have these very vibrant colors.
Yes. Okay.
It's kind of like, it'll be like white walls with really magenta lighting, and there'll be like recessed areas. A lot of times they're very open. Brent Williams has apparently his favorite project is this James Turrell piece where it looks sort of like just a straight wall. There's a room and then there's this wall on the edge. But the lighting is controlled in such a way that visually it doesn't look like there's anything really there besides a wall, but then you can go up to the wall and put your hand through it, and it's a deeper space.
Right.
But the lighting is just in such a way that it fools you.
I had to feel like I'm familiar with that work, but I'm not familiar with the name. There was an installation in Miami in '16 that was a container, like a ship container outside, and it was subdivided similarly where it just looked like hue changes that were walls that were painted, but it was all handled with light.
Huh.
And I have photos on my phone. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
But it may have been the same artist. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
I'm not good with names anyway.
Okay. Well, anyways, yeah, James Turrell bought a volcano in Utah, I think.
Okay.
And he's turning, I don't think it's open to the public yet.
Is it active?
It's not an active volcano.
Okay,
It's a dead volcano.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're working with live lava here. That's our medium.
It's like a prospect. My volcano will triple in size.
Yeah, James Turrell's ready-mades. So no, it's a dormant volcano that he has done a bunch of like excavation into the side of. That there's these like rooms and some staircase stuff, and like I don't even know all what is in this location, but it's going to be some sort of like destination-y sort of kind of art museum, art experience thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that if you were going to go try to buy Everest, you'd probably have some trouble getting the permits.
Yeah, there's a conflict of interest there.
But clearly someone was selling a volcano that day.
Someone had a volcano to sell.
Right. Either that or James Turrell just like came out with an armed mercenary army and
put up a fence.
True American fashion.
Yeah. And then everyone else is like, yeah, you can have it. It's dead anyway.
Yeah, we weren't going to do anything with it. Are you looking to buy a mountain?
No, I just wondered if in this universe or ultimate
might have
universe
one
Gresham. Well, I figured you might. Right? I was wondering if there's not a future where Gresham, this universe or other universe, has a mountain that they own, that they climb. Mm-hmm. Prolifically.
Like so it's sort of like you own your own gym, but it's you own your own mountain, and.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Do you think I lease it to other people?
Maybe, because here's my thought. My thought study went this way. Mm-hmm. Gresham could have a climbing gym that he runs, and it would be covered in murals of some.
Oh,
capacity,
yeah.
And it would be like this really immersive environment with really interesting interventions, like physically, but also conceptually. And then I was like, well, but then it's in a building, and that doesn't make sense. So maybe he just like buys a mountain. And then he intervenes with these installations on the mountain while you can climb it.
Just mural the side of a... that would go over great with environmentalists. That would go really well.
Well, in a sustainable way. I would trust you to do it in a responsible way.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, well, I wonder if you can actually buy a mountain, and that's where the question
comes. Yeah. No, I see your thought process.
It was like a 5-minute conversation with myself on the way home. And it got to the point of like, I wonder if that's even possible. And you seem to think that it is, since someone has already bought a volcano.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you're going to find anything that's small enough for like a person to come and visit in that way. Yeah. That is also called a mountain.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe like a big hill. Gresham's Big Hill.
We're out of time.
No bother.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you want to do you want to do balance stick, or do you want to do like a long, awkwardly complicated handshake? Or it could just be a long, awkward handshake. Complicated or awkward, or both? What was that?
I don't know.
Was that your bones?
That was my bones.
Your bones just cracked.
Dang,
it sounded
man.
like you popped the top on a Lipton tea bottle.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Hurt?
It's never made that noise
before. Are you
before.
injured?
No, I'm fine.
I felt that.
I'm good.
My bones don't do that. Squeeze my hand and see if we can make my bone do that. No?
I kind of want to try your fingers though.
Yeah, what do you want to do? Yeah, they're pliable.
That's crazy.
Yeah, watch my thumb. Do it with my thumb. Watch my thumb. It's not normal.
Yeah, that makes my thumb feel bad.
Look at this. Look at this.
Look at this.
I can do this with my thumb.
Look at this.
Oh, you can do it. Yeah, that's not completely rare.
No, this is uncomfy for my thumb.
Oh, that hurts?
I mean, it's fine. It's just like...
What I'm going to find that I'm going to have problems with is when I get older, I won't be able to open jars. Because to take the torque on a jar lid, everything bends the wrong way.
They're just going to go like away from the jar.
Just keep going. Totally.
Yeah.
It's like really hard. I imagine I'll have issues with that when I'm like in my 80s.
Well, yeah, it's rough. It is rough.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Many thanks for watching. Be sure and to like and subscribe to The Beam. To do so, exert continuous physical force on the like button. Should be over there. And we'll be back on the press next week with another episode. Until then, stay well, keep your balance, and stay on The Beam.